For the longest time now, activists have been going after Harry Potter author JK Rowling and, by extension, the upcoming Harry Potter series for HBO, all because she deviates from them on the transgender issue. Never mind the fact that she probably agrees with these fringe weirdos on 99% of other issues. Because she disagrees with them on just this one tiny insignificant issue, well, suddenly she's the worst person in the world and she should be deplatformed and removed from all polite society. And with the recent casting announcements for the upcoming Harry Potter series, you know people within the media are going to ask all the actors coming on to be working on this show what their opinion on JK Rowling is. You're going to get some professionals out there like John Lithgow. When he was asked about it, he says it really wasn't an issue for him. He's not concerned about her opinions, whether or not she agrees with him or disagrees with him. He just wants to do his job as an actor, and that's it. And you know what? I think that's a commendable approach for this sort of thing. However, not everyone working on the upcoming Harry Potter series agrees with John Lithgow's perspective. Harry Potter author JK Rowling fires back after Snape actor Paapa Esseidu signs letter opposing UK court ruling on gender issues. And the reason why this is an important distinction from this is because the UK court ruling, for people who don't know, basically determined that for legal perspective, sex is defined as what you were when you were born, so you can't transition from one to the other. JK Rowling notably celebrated this decision because it's been a battle that she's been fighting for or advocating for some time now. And when you get people working on the upcoming Harry Potter series openly opposing it, it's naturally seen as those people also openly opposing JK Rowling. JK Rowling has already found herself at odds with Snape actor Paapa Esseidu ahead of the upcoming HBO Harry Potter series. The divide surrounding HBO's upcoming Harry Potter series has deepened as several Potter franchise actors, both past and present, signed an open letter opposing the United Kingdom Supreme Court decision, affirming that the legal definition of sex refers to biological sex. So, talking about Eddie Redmayne, Katie Leung, previous Harry Potter actors signing on to that letter as well. But now Paapa Esseidu, who will portray Severus Snape in the new television adaptation, also signed on to this. The open letter, which drew over 2,000 signatures from within the entertainment and academic industries, claimed the court's ruling undermined the lived reality and threatens the safety. Okay, so lived reality, that's basically just their own personal feelings, nothing actually tangible, just how they personally perceive themselves. So their personality undermines their personality. Let's just put it at that. And threatens the safety of individuals who identify differently from their birth sex. There's no citation on that one. They're just saying that it threatens their safety, but there's actually no way they can justify such a claim. It prompted backlash across social media. And that's an important distinction here. It just sparked backlash on social media. But in the real world, the majority of the people actually agree with JK Rowling on this one, and the only people who disagree with her are basically fringe weirdos. With critics and critics and supporters of JK Rowling once again colliding in the very public debate, Rowling, who has celebrated UK's court's decisions as a win for sex-based rights, posted a lengthy essay on X addressing the letter and those who signed it. And this is what she said. There's a screen grab here. It also has it written below. In light of the recent open letter from academia and the arts criticizing the UK Supreme Court ruling on sex-based rights, it's possibly worth remembering that nobody sane believes or has ever believed that humans can change sex or that binary sex isn't a material fact. These letters do nothing but remind us of what we know only too well, that pretending to believe these things has become an elitist badge of virtue. And that's 100% true. A lot of people within these spaces are just using it as a virtue signal point. And she's also right that no one actually believes these sort of things. At most, they're willing to humor some people out there, or some people are delusional to maybe believe it themselves. But anyone on the outside looking in doesn't actually believe this. At best, they're basically like, well, it's kind of rude to oppose them, so let's just let them think what they want, even though that is probably more damaging to them. The way I think of it is, are you going to tell a junkie that, yeah, the heroin makes you feel better, so you should just continue doing it? Or are you going to say, no, this is bad for you, you should probably get off of it? They might be upset at you for pointing that out, but that is something that they need to hear because what they're doing is ultimately hurting them. I often wonder whether the signatories of such letters have to quieten their conscience before publicly boosting a movement intent on removing women and girls' rights, which bullies gay people who admit openly they don't want opposite sex partners, and campaigns for the continued sterilization of vulnerable and troubled kids. Do you feel any qualms at all while chanting the foundational lie of their religion? Trans women are women, trans men are men. And she is 100% right about this being their religion, because that's the only reason you'll get people acting so ferociously whenever you start questioning them. To them, it's not just you disagree with them on one particular issue. Even if they think of it as like a part of their identity, it still is just a one insignificant part of that identity, even if it is a sincerely held belief. The only reason they take it as an attack on their very existence to say, no, trans women aren't actually women or trans men aren't actually men, is because they believe it so fundamentally. And she's right. That's basically just a religiously held belief. That's the only time people really hold that strongly to a singular belief, is if it is like a religion, whether it's a theistic one or in this case, a non-theistic one. So it says the rest of the letter here, or rest of the post here. Rowling stopped short of naming specific individuals, but her remarks came shortly after Paapa Esseidu confirmed his participation in the upcoming Harry Potter series. Despite his name appearing on the open letter, this prompted some online to call for his removal from the project. Rowling addressed these demands directly in another social media post. And this is what she said, also along with kind of a post that's saying that she should get rid of him or have him fired. I don't have the power to sack an actor from the series, and I wouldn't exercise it if I did. I don't believe in taking away people's jobs or livelihood because they hold legally protected beliefs that differ from mine. I mean, I think that's a classy move on her part. People that he seems to support in this one would definitely take the opportunity to remove JK Rowling from this project. I mean, they've even said as much. They like Harry Potter without her, even going so far as to remove her name from the books that she wrote, so that they can have them in their own personal collection, but they don't have to see her name on it, which there is a sense of, I want to say it's necessarily irony. I'm not sure what you would call it, but they're just trying to cosmetically change the exterior of the book, but nothing on the inside changes whatsoever. I mean, this kind of just writes itself at this point. But anyway, she's saying that she doesn't have the power to fire him even if she wanted to, but let's be honest, she's JK Rowling. She's an executive producer on that. Even if that's not necessarily her job on the show to be able to hire and fire particular actors, if she made enough stink about it over at Warner Brothers, she could get him removed. But the fact of the matter is she's not willing to do that sort of thing, because she believes people should be able to voice their opinions, even if she personally disagrees with that. Favor that other people aren't necessarily willing to grant her on this one. Now, what does this mean for the show as a whole? I think it means that J.K. Rowling isn't necessarily, I mean, maybe she is involved with some aspect of it, but one of the things that was really drawing people to this series was that it was supposed to be a faithful adaptation of the books, and J.K. Rowling was personally involved in order to make sure that happens. Then when we see the first wave of casting announcements and you see a race swap Snape, and J.K. Rowling is basically saying, like, yeah, I don't have any say over who's getting hired and who's getting fired for this project. It really does suggest that maybe they're not as truthful as what they were suggesting when they were saying they're going to do a faithful adaptation, and you bring in J.K. Rowling to confirm that that's going to be the case. I think as far as the show goes, this makes me doubt the authenticity of it, but I could be wrong. Maybe he is going to do a good job with it. And this is just like his own personal opinion, because there's lots of actors out there I can separate the art from the artists and enjoy whatever they're involved with, even if I disagree with them personally. But I don't know. I mean, maybe this does suggest that the people who are being hired on aren't necessarily the best people for the job, but just the best people who are checking the right boxes and who fit the right identity for the people who are producing this show outside of J.K. Rowling. But let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Do you think J.K. Rowling had a good take on this matter, or do you think that she should try to raise a stink and get him fired if she's allowed to do that? And do you think this is going to have further ramification for the show? Or do you think that, no, she's still involved with it, so they're still going to do a good job, and this is just one mark against it. Comment below, and also if you haven't already, make sure you click that subscribe button if you want to stay up to date with the latest entertainment news. And don't forget to click that like button and share this video out there because it really helps out with the channel. Thank you.